With the 7th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Angel Reese, LSU.
Well, there it is,
Angel Reese began us, showcasing the multifaceted dimensions of her talent, daring to transcend the boundaries of her role as a basketball player. She had no idea she was stepping into a storm that could reshape her career now as she faces the weight of one of the most contentious suspensions in WNBA history. The stakes couldn't be higher.
Sat at 0. Here comes Reese, split to the tip.
In a world where her fierce passion on the court meets the unforgiving scrutiny of the spotlight, only time will reveal what the future holds for her. Reese plays with incredible intensity, challenging the traditional views of women in sports. At this moment, she finds herself at the center of significant controversy, a situation that has stirred considerable excitement across the WNBA, drawing the focus of fans and commentators far and wide.
Okay, so let's take another look.
Yeah,
That's where I saw what Laney was
Yep.
And then Reese was
In a daring and surprising choice, the league has suspended her indefinitely, potentially for life. The looming question on everyone's mind is why has this happened? This lifetime suspension has created a stir throughout the sports community, leading to an explosion of the questions and theories about the reasons behind this situation. Ree, who was once honored as a trailblazer and inspiration for young athletes, especially girls who looked up to her for shattering obstacles in sports, now finds herself at the center of a heated discussion. People are debating whether the punishment she faces is overly severe or if it is a justified reaction to her continual breaches of rules and the way she seems to disregard both the game and her teammates. What incidents caused such a drastic measure against her? And what does this say about how the WNBA expects its players to behave? So stay with us as we delve into this complex and intriguing story. If you find this as fascinating as we do, please share your opinions in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the latest updates in women's basketball. To truly grasp the weight of this situation, we must reflect on the events that possibly led to this decision. One incident that caused the suspension, rather, it was the buildup of different actions that showed a player wrestling with the very essence of sportsmanship. Reese's passionate nature and fierce competitiveness have always set her apart, yet the WNBA has repeatedly highlighted the importance of respect and integrity as core values. Understanding this conflict between her intensity and the league's principles is crucial. When Reese began to cross certain boundaries both on and off the court, it became evident that the league had to take action. Over time, the incident started to add up, from sideline disputes and inappropriate gestures directed at her opponents to questionable conduct during media engagements. Reese's actions began to attract negative attention. While some fans viewed these behaviors as a sign of her fierce dedication, others interpreted them as a lack of maturity. Regardless of how the public saw it, there was no denying that Reese's conduct increasingly frustrated UMBO officials, indicating that some changes were on the horizon if her behaving cheat on uncheck. What amplified the situation was the public nature of her actions, as social media posts and viral clips of Reese's controversial moments circulated widely. The scrutiny from fans and critics intensified. The league, known for its advocacy of women's empowerment and its positive promotion of the sport, felt a strong need to respond. Her behavior had become too prominent to ignore, paving the way for what might be one of the most consequential decisions in WNBA history. When the WNBA announced Reese's lifetime suspension, it triggered strong reactions from many quarters. A lifetime ban is quite uncommon in professional sports, particularly for a young and gifted player. However, this decision signaled the league's commitment to behavior standards and respect for the game.
Supposed to be nice to me. I hope y'all know that they're not supposed to be nice to me or lay down because I'm Angel Reese or because I'm a rookie. Thank you, AT, for sending the message to me, because I got back up and I kept going and kept pushing. Me and AT have been cool since we were in Maryland, so I know it's not no hard feelings, and I appreciate her for going at me every day. Or today.
It is widely understood that leagues like the NBA and WNBA prioritize player conduct just as much as they do player. Performance Reese's situation has highlighted this issue more than ever before.
Yep, across the head, and they will go to the monitor to review this one.
Yeah, that's
Reese
right.
is being reviewed for possible upgrade to a playground.
Meant on her suspension underscored the importance of maintaining core values that are essential to the league's integrity. It referenced a pattern of disrespect and an inability to meet professionalism standard.
What she's been able to do. Angel Reese sneaking her way. Somehow found her way to the bucket.
Angel Reese, for many observers, it seemed as if the league was using Reese's case as a cautionary tale for other players. This has ignited a debate over whether the league's response was justified or perhaps too severe considering the early stage of Reese's career.
Remember the Chicago Sky, the national title winner at LSU, and she talked about where all this attention started with her and Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark.
The suspension has certainly raised questions and left some wondering if there was more lurking beneath the surface. Is this genuinely about preserving the league's image? Or is Reese being unfairly targeted for being outspoken and unique? The jury is still out on this matter, but what is evident is that the league felt it necessary to take a strong stance, and Reese's actions may have crossed a threshold that could have lasting consequences.
For the 5th personal foul. Okay, so let's take another look.
Yeah,
That's where I saw what Laney was.
To truly grasp how Reese arrived at this significant point in her life, we must reflect on her incredible journey that led her here. Born into a challenging environment, Reese had to fight tirelessly to ascend the ranks.
Yep, across the head, and they will go to the monitor to review this one.
Yeah, that's
Reese
right.
is being reviewed for possible upgrade to a playground.
Journey to reach the WNBA was not simple. It had many hurdles, sacrifices, and an unbreakable passion to prove her worth. She became well known for her fierce spirit, quickly making the name as a courageous player who never shied away from challenges, whether on the basketball court or in the struggles of life.
that got tied up.
Guy.
Reese on the inside, powers with an up and under and goes off the glass. Carter bounces inside to Angel Reese, who lays his in right.
Los Angeles averaged 27 free throw attempts.
Angel Reese on the inside, finishing to end a 7-game losing streak.
Yet this intense spirit brought along surprises she did not expect. As her fame grew, so did the pressure to perform at her best, not just in her game, but also in how she showed herself to the public. Both fans and critics began to closely watch everything she did, from her plays to her social media activities. The burden of these expectations can be incredibly heavy, and often Reese's reactions added more fire to the flames, leading to criticism of her choices in light of this intense environment. It's perhaps easy to see why Reese's attitude towards fame in the sport was sometimes seen as unusual, but in the realm of professional sports, defying the norm and challenging the status quo carries inherent risks. Reese's daring method certainly gained admiration from her followers, but it quickly transformed into a double-edged sword that brought her significant difficulties. Many are left wondering, was she merely a victim of the spotlight, or did her own choices play a part in this unfortunate situation? In today's world, the impact of social media on the perception of athletes is profound and cannot be understated. Angel Reese skillfully navigated platforms such as Instagram and Twitter, utilizing them to engage with her supporters and showcase her personality. However, what started as a way to build her brand and personality sometimes backfired. The more she shared her life and opinions, the more vulnerable she became to public judgment and controversy.
I'm going to be the best teammate that I can be. I'm going to be the loudest on the bench. I'm going to be the most supportive that I can be. I'm going to be the most talkative.
There she is, right?
Reese often posted content that was bold, unapologetic, and occasionally even provocative for her fans. This was part of her appeal. They saw her as authentic and relatable. For
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized.
But for the WNBA and critics, this online presence seemed to overshadow her basketball achievements, giving the impression that she was more focused on fame than her performance on the court. However, with each update, the dynamics between Reese, the league, and her fan base grew ever more intricate. Social media has been both a boon and a burden for numerous sports figures, and for Reese, it may have swung the balance against her. Online expressions and interactions nurtured her bad girl image, which, while amusing to some, likely heightened the apprehensions within the league. Ultimately, Reese's digital presence played a crucial role in shaping her public persona and possibly influenced the league's decision regarding her suspension. One significant moment in Reese's journey as an athlete is her heated rivalry with Caitlin Clark. This competition has become one of the shining stars in the world of women's basketball, captivating fans everywhere. Each time they faced each other, it was more than just a game. It was a dramatic spectacle filled with emotion and intensity, celebrated as a rivalry that could raise the visibility of women's sports to new heights.
For inside, I think we were playing really hard. I think we went up really strong a lot of times, and we didn't get a lot of calls. And going back and looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle, but Yet alongside this thrilling competition, Reese's gestures and behavior on the court during games against Clark began to shift the story about her. Reese's fierce competitive spirit was clear in how she engaged with Clark, although some observers felt that her actions crossed the boundaries of sportsmanship. For a portion of the crowd, this rivalry infused women's basketball with excitement and drama, but others began to see Reese as someone whose energy came from provoking her opponents and showing a lack of respect. These differing viewpoints on her contest with Clark turned into a source of division, making it more challenging for Reese to gain a cohesive fan base. While the rivalry shone a spotlight on the sport, it also made Reese's public persona more complex. The WNBA, an organization that places a high value on respect and professional conduct, likely considered her approach as undermining these essential principles. This clash of views might have influenced the league's decisions, leading to important questions about how to balance fierce competition with a need for respect. In the realm of professional sports, Angel Reese's suspension is not only a personal issue, it is influencing the whole world of women's basketball. Her presence added a special charm to the game, attracting fans who usually would not watch. With her absence from the league, there are worries that such a decision may discourage other players from showing their true selves and celebrating their uniqueness. Moreover, this suspension makes it very clear what behaviors the WNBA expects from its players. Even though the league talks about empowerment and being unique, it appears there are limits that they will not ignore. Reese's situation has started a bigger conversation about what is acceptable behavior and where the line should be drawn. How both fans and critics are now discussing whether the league's punishment was too severe or if it was needed to protect the sport's integrity. In many ways, this situation is revealing how challenging it is to strike a balance between respecting the game and allowing players to express their identities. Reese's suspension could change how future players see their roles and responsibilities in the league, possibly shaping the future of women's basketball for a long time. As Reese stands at the crossroads of her life, the future appears shrouded in uncertainty. The choice made by the WNBA resonates far beyond basketball. It sends ripples through her reputation and her standing in the world of sports. Many voices are buzzing, wondering what path she will take next, and if the league that she worked so tirelessly to enter will still welcome her back.
Yep, across the head, and they will go to the monitor to review this one.
Yeah, that's right.
Is being reviewed for possible upgrade to a playground.
There is hope that Reese may discover new VS abroad, perhaps in international leagues or other basketball ventures that might embrace her talents and vibrant personality. Alternatively, she might choose a different direction altogether, utilizing her public presence for ventures outside of the game. The journey ahead remains unpredictable, but one thing is sure: many eyes will be focused on her next steps. This moment could provide Reese with a chance to pause and think deeply, possibly leading her to alter how she showcases herself or engages with the sports community. No matter what comes next, her story is a powerful reminder of the struggles athletes face as they strive to remain true to themselves while ensuring professionalism. If you found this information valuable, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Angel Reese's lifetime suspension from the NBA? Do you believe she deserves a second chance? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights.
Now look, let's get to the WNBA, where Chicago Sky rookie forward Angel Reese was ejected from the game last night against the New York Liberty after drawing consecutive technical fouls. The ejection happened after Reese was called for her 5th foul and was, quote, disrespectfully addressing, end quote, official Charles Watson.